just make myself a cup of tea there, because I thought to myself, we were talking about different drinks and that earlier, and I thought, oh, do you know what? I haven't had a cup of tea in so long, and I don't know about anybody else, but mine's Thai Fu at the minute.
Oh no!
I'd switch from Thai Fu to Yorkshire. You see,
and other teas are available. We don't have to worry about that, do we?
Other teas are available, but I don't use those. We can
get. Would you believe you can get Yorkshire tea leaves here, but you can't really get Yorkshire tea bags. You can get decaf tea bags in our local Tesco, which is now open.
Yes.
Tea leaves.
I love tea leaf tea. I do love tea leaf tea.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
But, you know, having so many kids and 2 dogs, teapots don't last long in this house. I bought a metal one, and they sold it as a teapot, and it's not. It's a metal coffee pot. So it's kind of like the wrong shape for it to do all its proper stuff. I was thinking it would be rounded. Am I just too fussy?
No, we had to make tea in the tea. My mom would none of this. Well, see, you're like me. You grew up with, you know, there's plenty of kids and people in the house. Yeah. You never make a cup of tea without asking anybody else if they want one first, because then World War 3, 4, 5.
Oh, I know, wasn't it? So it's always who could last the longest without the tea.
But no, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I hadn't made it in a teapot, but that's what I laughed when I was at your house. And Richard has to like put the tea bag in and keep it there, and maybe 2 tea bags, don't you? Maybe put 2 tea bags
sometimes
in. Yeah. I can make a pot of tea and put 1 tea bag in it, let it sit for a couple of minutes, and then it's the right
pot with 1 tea.
It sounds miserable.
A pot with perfect. 1. Are you quite well?
Yes, I think.
A pot with 1 tea bag.
No,
if you put the average size pot.
Yeah, it is.
4 tea bags and 1 for the pot.
Yes. But it has to sit.
1 tea bag.
When you want 2 tea bags and 1 cup, and I'm like, but I wouldn't have done that night when people are here. Maybe put 2 tea bags in. But for me personally, I just like it the right consistency. 1 tea bag. It's not nothing to do with like trying to save tea bags. I can buy them. I prefer Tetley actually, but Yorkshire tea is nice. If I could get Yorkshire,
honestly,
yeah,
you probably get a stronger cup of tea out of my wee.
Oh,
to be fair.
Oh, don't go there, please.
Hey, I was the first one. I lowered the tone today. It's me. Oh, hang on.
What's that?
Hello, everyone.
Oh, yes.
Thank you for joining us.
We're 3 minutes in there.
Hey, we're getting good at this.
Yeah, we're
remembering.
But you see, didn't know when I hit record. I just hit record, and I was like, please don't swear. Or say anything embarrassing. I don't mind the swearing. Everybody swears in podcasts these days, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's
I try not to. Purely because of, you know, some live TV.
We're used to it,
yeah. So
we can't say the word clarity. Clarity. Why can you not say this word? Is that a type of tea? Clarity.
But it is true. You do sort of go into this mode, don't you, where you just think, okay, I've got to, mind you, we did push it.
Oh, loads of times.
Were you there the day I opened up the show on top of the table, looking up at the camera, like I was sunbathing?
Yes, I wasn't there, and I saw it. Yes, I didn't remember that.
It seemed like a good idea at the time, but of course I have
get off the table.
A condition with dodgy muscles, and yes, it took me about 2 minutes to get down.
It's quite high. Podium height, yeah.
You should have seen me trying to get up there. It took 3 of us to get me up on the table, and we're halfway through doing it, and I'm in such pain at this point. And I'm sort of like, why did I decide to do this? What on earth possessed me to do this?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
So this is lovely because it's sofa or nothing.
Yes, you just lie back, all the cushions.
I know, And the beautiful thing is, hopefully, all of you watching, both of you are watching, can sort of relax and join us and feel like you can join in with the conversation, because that's really what this is all for, isn't it, Vicky?
Definitely. Well, it's like we're in your living room talking to you. I mean, you know, we do a lot of serious work outside of this, TV work and all the rest of it. And
we're supposed to be serious.
Well, no, I think this is the flip side of our brains, because we have to be very serious. No, we do have our clients in stitches, but especially for the coaching side of it. And I've had somebody, you know, there recently in the last couple of days just say to me, I think it was the weekend, and that's when people feel it the most, is at the weekend. Yeah. She was saying how lonely she felt. And I did make a joke in a previous podcast about, you know, feeling lonely, put on a scary movie, you know, you'll not feel lonely for the next couple of days, you know.
You didn't say it.
No, I didn't say it. But of course, I was thinking about how we sent the pod, and I'm trying not to laugh to myself. And obviously, I didn't want to laugh to myself because it would come out my voice, and I didn't want her to hear me. You know, I didn't want to be disrespectful. But we did talk through what she could do. But yeah, so, you know, it's fine. It's just, it's the times we're in. And I always say to people, you know, I had somebody call me, I'm just about to go to bed, close my eyes. When I was in bed, about to close my eyes, one of those moments. And this girl, and we lost a mutual friend at the start of the year, you know, through suicide, unfortunately. She's then since then had a very dear friend. It was within a couple of weeks, passed away with cancer, and then 3 more family members, 2 more, and a dog, and her wee pet dog. And anybody who owns cats or dogs, you know, there's no pain like that. It's like somebody just rips a piece of your heart out. Yeah, it's, you know, and you know, people who don't have pets don't understand. That's the point there. So she phoned me, sort of like, she just says, and she apologized for it. She says, I'm so sorry ringing this time. And I was like, well, it must be something bad. You know, nobody rings you just to say hello. Are you keeping, you know, at 1:30 in the morning? It was 1:30 mine. I do. Yeah, but you say, no matter how grumpy Richard is, or the kids have pissed him off, within minutes I have him laughing. He's like,
that's true. You know, that is true.
He says, I don't know how you've done it. And he actually, sometimes we enjoy being grumpy. We like to get into it, and like an old pair of slippers.
I'm so good at it. I've become an expert in grumpy. Anyway, sorry, back to your story.
No, so we talked it through, and basically, and it's the same what we're talking about here in terms of building up a toolkit. So she wanted to know, why did this person commit suicide? Because it did affect me, as you know. It would just come back in waves, the way grief does. But this girl obviously had 5 of them to cope with. So we talked through sort of where the most pain was, and just let it dissolve. And then she had an anniversary of her death the next day, and that's what really had got to a point where. And I said, well, I'm glad you called me, because I said I would have been insulted if you hadn't, if you had said, you know, further down the line. But what came out of it was, she says, I feel so much better now. I'm going to face tomorrow with a lot more positivity. And she did put a wee memorial post up about her, you know, her loved one.
And I think what we'll do is in the description below, if you are struggling, because so many of us have, and that's why Vicky and I have decided to do this, to try and lighten the mood. And also, I think some of us as well have found ourselves a little isolated at times. I think all of us have suffered from loneliness and different things, particularly over the past year. So we're going to put in the links below, we're going to put websites of places you can turn to. And I think it's safe to say it's always better to go there before you feel you need them, you know? Yes. So if you're starting to feel like, oh, I'm slipping a little bit here, you know, I could do with something. I'm not feeling quite my normal self. My spark's going.
That's okay.
Reach out first. Reach out when you're at that point. I think that's the important thing. Yeah. You know,
the first day of it, if possible, because if you let it go on, nothing should really last 24, 48 hours, really. A mood.
You normally, it creeps on you, these things.
Yes. So once you feel it, deal with it then. If you let it go past that and you're dealing with it for days, there's tools you can use to, you know, as I'm saying, think emotions are, I mean, that's probably my area. Emotions are weird things. They're like a guidance system if we learn how to manage them. but when they come up to the surface, that's when they're ready to release. So when you're starting to feel that anger, I had a bit of anger over the weekends, but anger's masking a fear. So I had to address what the fear was. And then the anger just, it's like, adios, good riddance. But it comes up to the surface and it's like, I'm here, I'm ready to release. Yoo-hoo, cooey. And you're like, oh, but then we don't know what it is. We think it's something that we're going to have to live with. And it's amazing how quickly you think my life is going to be like this from now on. We get into this mindset, it tricks us. And it's kind of like, I'm ready to go. But here it's like an unwanted house guest, but I'm going to stay. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. I'm going to lie in your bed. And it'll hang around for as long as we give it energy. And if we just learn how to say, okay, and how we talk to yourself, use word tools, talk to yourself, we can release it. And then it's gone.
And Winston Churchill, actually, Winston Churchill used to refer to it as a faithful old black Labrador, because that's what it's like. It follows you, but there are things you can do. So please hear that. There are things you can do. And one of them, actually, you're doing now, which is making yourself feel connected to things again.
Yes.
And hopefully somewhere along the way, finding something to brighten, to cheer you a little bit. So we have gone a little serious there, because Vicky and I do deal with very serious things.
Oh God, yeah, everything from grieving
throughout our work. And so when we release from that, we go whole hog.
Mental.
Don't you know?
It's like Coyote Ugly.
I haven't seen it.
Oh no, they're girls that work, they're stripper dancers type girls, and then they go to the bars for a release as such, and they just go mental with drugs and alcohol, whatever. No, just whatever it is for that sort of.
Why would I watch that?
Well, yeah. True.
Think about the subject matter there. Why would I watch that?
Well, exactly.
Has it got nice wallpaper in the background?
I don't know, because I'm not. Don't look at what I leave that to you.
If you don't know what we're on about, look at a previous podcast where we discussed the film The Tourist.
Yes.
But today, don't you love the way our topics changed? Because today we started off with tea.
Yes,
and then we covered something very serious. And hopefully one or two of you, we've let know that you can reach out. There are people, even if you reach out on our Facebook page, and we will send you links if it comes to it. Okay. Don't go through stuff alone. If we were meant to go through stuff alone, God would have given each of us our own planets. There's enough of them out there.
That's true.
But actually, I think he did give me my own planet, and he put me on the wrong one.
He took your kids with you. No, you love them really. You love them really. Planet Oliver, just all there in one house.
Oh dear, tell me about it. Yes.
No, but
it's quite a thing.
Backtrack a little bit. You mentioned there about Winston Churchill, and he probably has one of the most stressful jobs going these days. And then, and I did read up on him when I was studying to become a meditation teacher. And he was a great, make sure I get my teeth around this right. He was a great meditator, and that's so there's times I've said to people, meditation would really help you, because it's basically just getting the rubbish out of our heads. Our heads fill up like a wheelie bin. We have the bin men to come and empty it, and then we start again type thing and fill it up again. Meditation helps you empty it. That's the basic form of what it does. And people say, I'm too busy to meditate, or my head's too busy to meditate, and I'm like, it cries me, because I'm like, that's the whole point. That's okay. That's what they want to believe. I have to let them.
It's right up there with my legs are too long to walk, isn't it? Yeah.
I've never had that problem. 5'2", I don't have that problem. I have to walk more and to keep up. But he actually meditated. He says every time, so his wheelie bin in his head filled up 6 times a day. He would meditate 6 times a day sometimes. And he is classed, as he says classed as one of the most successful prime ministers of England, compared to what we have today.
Well, I don't think it was just England.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, but in himself as a person of the UK, the British Isles. Yeah, sorry, I should know that in Northern Ireland. But the point is, he was considered a legend in his own way.
Yeah,
what he did, because he kept his mind right. and that was important, especially that type of job. So, but it probably took all the stress to get him to that point to try it, because it's when things aren't right. It's when things aren't right that people come to you and me, and it's like, this isn't right, this is broken, But anyway, I didn't want to take up time on that, but I just want to get that point.
But have you seen the film of Churchill with Gary Oldman?
No, I just actually reminded myself, I'm like, that looks like a good film.
It is brilliant. I love that film.
Okay,
and Gary Oldman, I have to say, it's one of my favorite actors because he's like a chameleon. It takes you a while to spot it's him in nearly every film he does.
Okay,
you know, I loved him in Dracula. I loved him in Prick Up Your Ears. I loved him in which Hannibal Lecter film was it he was in? He was amazing in that.
Okay. Yeah.
So many things he's done. So yeah, if you haven't seen Churchill, I adored it. I love stuff like that.
Well, you like similar stuff to me, so, and I like similar stuff to you, so we recommend stuff all the time, don't we? Like, Richard, you have to watch this.
The wallpaper isn't up to much in that film. It doesn't appeal to me.
That's where you have a niche all to yourself.
Yes.
Never complete. I mean, I've never lived in a house with wallpaper. That's how much I'm interested in stuff.
How are we friends?
I know. We were friends for like how many years before you realised I'd never seen Les Mis? How are we?
I know. I tell you what, we'll be talking.
I kept it in so well.
We'll be talking more about musicals probably in the next one.
Yes,
and probably loads of other subjects as well, as we often do on our little tangents. Yes. Vicki, should we say goodbye?
We didn't do our word, but we do our word in the next one.
We'll do our word in the next one, shall we?
No word. The word is...
Missing out on the word.
Yeah.
I think it was worth sacrificing the time to talk about some...
no, totally, yes. I agree with that. Yeah, you're right. All right, then. I will leave you to
Okay.
All right.
So, bye-bye, everybody. Catch you again soon. Bye-bye.